What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're interested in finding out which new movies, which new games are coming out in the coming month, then this is the video for you. It's part of a new series that I'll be doing on a monthly basis where we look at the month ahead and see which movies are coming out, when they're coming out, and which games are coming out and when they're coming out. So strap yourselves in. We've got a couple of good items on this list for March, and let's kick it off right away with the movies first. Now, of course, these are in the range of as they are coming out in the month, so not in order of preference or anything like that. And starting right off with the 5th of March, which is like a stacked fucking day. We have actually 4 movies that's on there. The first one being Raya and the Last Dragon, which is the new Walt Disney animation. It's basically, a couple of 100 years ago, dragons and human beings existed together, and then the dragons did something to save the humans, and then they fucking disappeared, and now they need the dragons again, and so now this, the main protagonist goes on looking to find the dragons again. So it's pretty much standard fucking Disney affair. It's coming out on Disney Plus. And actually, it looks pretty good. It's been a while. Obviously, I mean, we've had in the past. The most recent past was Frozen and Frozen 2 and all of that. I'm not discussing all of the remakes and everything like that. So it's good to see something new coming. The trailer looks pretty funny. It's got a bunch of funny moments in it, and of course the effects, the graphics, or the animation, or whatever you want to call it, is top notch because it's Disney firing on all cylinders. But yeah, it's pretty cool that it's actually coming to Disney Plus with no additional cost or anything like that. So if you already have a subscription to Disney Plus, you'll be able to join this on the 5th of March. Okay. The second one is coming to, so the number 2, America, which is of course a sequel to, I think it's 1988, the Eddie Murphy movie, the comedy. And this is basically, as I mentioned, a sequel that takes place many years after the original film in the story, and it's actually also about Eddie Murphy's character's son. And basically, this thing is stacked by, obviously it's got Eddie Murphy in it, Arsenio Hall, James Earl Jones, fucking Wesley Snipes is in it as from the ad looking like some kind of a villain, I suppose, or at least an antagonist. Tracy Morgan is in it, Kiki Lane, Sherry Headley. There's just tons and tons and tons of comedic and good African American actors in this, and it looks like a lot of fun. I have to say, I don't know, not faulting any of the actors in this and saying that it's because of this or that it's going to fail, but it does look a little bit weak when it comes to the trailer, and so I'm a little bit. It'll be sad for me if this isn't great, because the original Coming to America is fucking hilarious. Is one of my all-time favorites. I mean, it's got that really great scene where he's like, "Hello, America," and the guy goes, "Fuck you," and then he goes, "Well, fuck you too." It's just good shit, and it'll be really cool if this is great. And that's coming out on Amazon Prime, and it's on the 5th of March. So give that a watch. The third one of the 4 that are coming out on the 5th of March is a movie called Chaos Walking. Now, this is based on a book series, young adult fiction book series, I believe by the same name. It's kind of like a sci-fi story where all women have disappeared off the planet, and men, any thoughts that they have, this is going to sound super fucking weird, but any thoughts that they have, that you can see it. It's almost like a speech bubble. You can see what they're thinking. So that it sounds a bit fucking strange, but anyway. So it stars Daisy Ridley, Tom Holland, Damien Bashir. I think the villain is Mads Mikkelsen. And so basically, Daisy Ridley shows up, and she's this female character, and Tom Holland's character, realizes she's the first woman, since they all disappeared, whatever, tries to protect her, everything like that. Now, I haven't read the books, so I mean, I don't know anything more about the source material, and this is all actually based off of the trailer. But, I mean, it's probably gonna be, I mean, nothing fucking, crazy and really amazing, but I do think that the strength of the actors that are working on this the charisma of someone like Tom Holland, for instance, and so on, can actually make it pretty good. And I'll definitely be giving it a watch. It's also Doug Liman, who's one like a director whose work I do enjoy, and so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Now the thing is, this has been in kind of like development hell, so it's been struggling to come out for a while and has been rewritten several times from the source material to something that will work for the screen, which never really spells, great success for something like this, unfortunately. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But this is a Lionsgate cinema release, so it's not on any of the major streaming networks and will actually be a cinema release, so it might be a while until I actually get to see this, but that's also coming out on the 5th of March, Chaos Walking. The last one of the 4 movies for the 5th of March is a movie by the name of Boss Level. Boss Level is a Joe Carnahan movie, who made like A-Team and, things like that, and basically stars Frank Grillo stuck in some kind of like a time loop, like a Groundhog Day kind of situation where he keeps repeating the same day over and over, and within this day he fights and gets attacked and everything like that and gets killed. And so the idea is he's kind of like given up, and then he starts training and becoming better and everything like that, so he can somehow make it through the day and basically not get killed. So obviously high action, very effects driven kind of thing. It looks like a lot of fun. Mel Gibson plays the bad guy from the looks of it, with Naomi Watts and Michelle Yeoh supporting as well. It looks like it's fun. It looks like one of those fun action movies. I enjoy Frank Grillo a lot, so it'll be cool to see him doing like a lead kind of role. And yeah, Mel Gibson's always a lot of fun as well, especially when he gets to be like a little bit of a bad guy, like he was in I think it was Expendables 3 or something like that. So yeah, and this is on Hulu, by the way, so it'll be available on that service to watch on the 5th of March. Great. Then moving on to stuff that is now not on the 1st of the 5th of March, is on the 18th of March we have the Zack Snyder Cut of Justice League, which is coming out on HBO Max, of course. This is a funny one because, so look, as the story goes, Zack Snyder was originally the director that was going to do the Justice League, and then in post-production he leaves I believe his daughter passed away or something like that, which is terrible, and so he leaves the project in post-production. There's a bunch of stuff that still needs to be done and everything like that, and they get Josh Whedon in to basically finish it, but Josh Whedon coming in makes some creative changes, and some stuff gets left on the cutting floor, some stuff gets redone and all of that, and we're given the Justice League movie which we know today. Now as it is with things like this, when something gets released, or a fucking whatever cut, or a director's cut, or something gets released, sometimes the changes are super, very superficial, very, very small. So it can be like 2.5 minutes extra at the end of the movie, and you're like, oh fuck, this is a director's cut. But that is as it's being touted, not the case with this, and that there's actually a bunch of added material which wasn't available in the original movie, a lot of added scenes, but also some of the scenes are restored to the original shots. So it's weird things like the characters, costumes looking different and that sort of thing. But I have to be honest, I don't know if I give enough of a shit about fucking Justice League at this point in time for this to matter to me even. It's not because I'm like a MCU super slut or anything like that. It's just that I don't know. I just think it's a failed movie from a story perspective, and I don't know how much reshooting of that can fucking really save that. Or not really a reshooting, but you get what I mean. That it's some additional scenes and all of that, and it's someone else's creative vision versus someone else. But I will say this, and that is that Jason Momoa has gotten on record and said that Aquaman follows the Justice League as it was shot by Zack Snyder, and so that it views that movie as being canon. And Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman, said the same thing about Wonder Woman. Now, I mean, I don't know if seeing this version of Justice League from Zack Snyder will suddenly make me see those two movies in a different light. But I mean, I enjoyed Wonder Woman, so I don't think this will make me enjoy it fucking more and or not enjoy it. And I thought Aquaman was shit, and I don't think this is gonna make me go like, oh wait. So Aquaman was really like the fucking bomb. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if I care enough about the DC extended universe or fucking movie universe at this moment in time. I think that they've made some really really bad mistakes. Funnily enough, not with casting so much or anything like that, but just the story direction and that it's just not been fucking great. So yeah, but that's also coming out on the 18th of March on HBO Max. I think it's like an exclusivity for a month or something like that, and then it comes to cinema as well. But that's available on the 18th of March. Then if we go to the 19th of March, there's a new action comedy by Nicolas Cage called, it's got a super long name, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Now, as far as I know, there's no trailer available for this yet, but the premise of the movie is essentially that Nicolas Cage plays himself, and he's busy going broke, and his family's suffering from money, not having money and all of that stuff. And so he takes a $1 million deal to do a birthday party in Mexico for someone who ends up being like a cartel boss or something like that, who's played by Pedro Pascal. This Mexican billionaire character basically offers him $1 million. You'd think they'd offer him fucking more though. I mean, $1 million's honestly like not that much. But anyway, so essentially what happens then is things go a little bit fucking crazy. I believe his family is held at ransom and all of that. And essentially Nicolas Cage has to, become a lot of his iconic characters from his past movies. So, and he has to do this so that he can save his family. So again, this is basically just from the description of the movie as it's available on IMDb or something like Wikipedia or anything like that. Because like I said, as far as I know, at the time of recording this, I don't believe there's a trailer out there for it. There's a lot of fan-made trailers where they just take like old fucking Nicolas Cage footage and stick it together. I hate that shit. But in any case, there's a lot of that. So, but this sounds like, I'm a Nicolas Cage fan. I'm a fan of crazy shit like this, so I think that this could be probably fucking hilarious if it's done in the right way, and that we'll have to see when it comes out. But that's also Lionsgate Cinema, so it's also not attached to any one of the major networks in terms of like a Netflix or a HBO or something like that. So it's going to be a cinema release, so it might be a while until I can see that. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be actually probably quite fun. Let's see what the reviews look like. The last movie out of the list on this list here is the fucking big one. The 31st of March is Godzilla versus Kong. So this is part of what they call the MonsterVerse, and so this has, all of these movies are connected, right? So you have Godzilla, King of Monsters, you have Kong, Skull Island, and all of these ones are, they're all connected and they all exist within the same universe, and it's all this universe where monsters exist and all of that. So it's directed by Adam Wingard, who I believe was also attached to the previous movies, and this is the big one where you have, like I said, Godzilla going up against King Kong. Obviously King Kong, if you look at the trailer, and this is fucking massive, because obviously Godzilla is massive, but this is just really over the top sci-fi action fucking extravaganza with lots of effects and crazy stuff. It's Millie Bobby Brown, which was in one of the previous movies, Kyle Chandler, of course, Alexander Skarsgård, and this is just like a battle royale between these two monsters with really insane CGI and all of that. So again, you're not showing up here for like the drama and the fucking story, but this is just a no holds barred CGI slugfest between these, and for that reason I'm super excited for the trailer. Looks phenomenal. It looks really insane, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun popcorn, beers and turning off your brain kind of action movie, and that's just what I'm in the mood for right now. So that's on the 31st of March. So that concludes all of the movies for March. Obviously, these aren't the only films that are coming out in March, but these are the highlights, the ones which I thought that I would mention. When we look at it, the game side of it, not a fucking huge month. Oops, I shouldn't bump that. Not a huge month for games, but There are some sort of like good ones to mention, and that's of course Yakuza Like a Dragon, which previously did come out on PS4, but launches on the 2nd of March on PS5, which is a continuation of the Yakuza story. I think it's the seventh or the eighth game in the. Don't hate me here, but I mean I've only played a few of these. I've only recently started playing them because of them being released on PC, but this is, like I said, being released on PS5. So if you have a PS5, if you're lucky enough and you do enjoy these games, then that's a good day for you on the 2nd of March. Now, moving on to that, from that on to a famous platformer, and that's of course Crash Bandicoot. Now, Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, was released last year already on PS4. I believe it came out in October of 2020. There is a PS5 release and a Xbox Series X release in March on the 12th. And if you haven't picked up the game by then, it's pretty good. It's more, Crash Bandicoot. So if you do enjoy games like that, if you do enjoy platformers like that, then you'll enjoy this one for sure. And there's a Windows release slated for sometime later in 2021. So all of my fucking PC playing bros and I almost said bros and hoes, all my PC playing peeps out there, the game is slated to come sometime during this year to PC as well, which will be pretty good. It's actually available in the Blizzard launch already there as a fucking tab, so it's obviously, I wouldn't say around the corner, but on its way. Then next we've got Marvel's Avengers coming to. How the fuck did this get in here? I don't give a shit about Marvel's Avengers. Fucking get the fuck out of here. Like, Marvel's Avengers can kiss my ass. That's getting released on PS5 this month, but nobody gives a shit. I don't want anything to do with that game. It burnt me on PC. Fuck it. Just leave it. Okay. New take. There's a game called It Takes Two that's coming out in March as well. It's by Hazelight Studios, who created what was it called, A Way Out, which was the co-op two brothers escaping out of prison type of experience. It was received very well, and this is their next game. It's out on all major platforms, so that's PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. It's on PC as well, and basically it's an action adventure with some slight platforming in as well. And what's unique to this, of course, is that you cannot play this single player at all. You have to either play it co-op through the internet or local split screen or something like that. So that is something to bear in mind. Don't think you're gonna pick this up and you can get like an AI fucking buddy or something like that. You actually have to play this with other people, whether it's someone sitting next to you or whether you're connecting with someone through something like Steam or whatever. But that's It Takes Two, and that is when the fuck is that coming out? Sorry, let me just check through my notes here. I'm an idiot. That's on the 26th of March. So It Takes Two, 26th of March. Then the last game on the list is Evil Genius 2, World Domination, which is a real-time strategy kind of simulation game. It's based on the first game, so Evil Genius 1, which came out all the way back in 2004. And Evil Genius was a logical sort of follow-up to games like Dungeon Keeper 2, where essentially you build a base, but you're actually like the bad guy. And so then in the case of like Dungeon Keeper, for instance, you had heroes trying to come in and you had to build traps and everything like that to stop them and capture them and torture them and all of that sort of stuff. In the case of Evil Genius, that is essentially you are like in movies like Austin Powers or fucking James Bond or whatever, you're like the big bad guy. So the Dr. Evil or Dr. No or whatever, and you have a base which is essentially a front for all of your criminal activity, and you are trying to build a super weapon that you can deploy somewhere in the world. So whether that's blowing something up or fucking flooding an area or something like that. And so the good guys are trying to send super agents and agents into your base to stop your nefarious plans, and so you build traps and you have henchmen and that sort of thing to stop it. So that's basically the gist of it. It looks really cool. I enjoyed Evil Genius in 2004. That's like 15 years ago, and there isn't a lot of games like that out right now, so I think it's like a perfect time to sort of resurrect the franchise and bring it in. And from the let's plays and the trailers and everything that they've shown already, it actually looks very cool. So that's coming out on PC, and that's coming out on March the 30th. So take a look for that, and it's available on Steam. So and go and check it out over there. But that's basically it. Those are the movies and games for March that have piqued my interest and that I think might be interesting to you as well. So hopefully there's something on this list that you can check out. Please go ahead and comment down below and let me know if you find one of these movies or games appealing and that you're looking forward to them. Basically, if you enjoy content like this, please consider leaving a comment or a like down below, or even a dislike if you don't like it. If you really enjoy it, then go ahead and subscribe. It really does help me bring more content like this to you. And on that note, wherever you are, have a great morning, have a great afternoon, have a great evening, and until next fucking video, cheers.